This is the end of Section 1, Listening Comprehension. Stop work on Section 1. This is a reminder. At the end of the test, the supervisor will collect all of the test books. You may not leave until all of the tests.
Now we will begin Part A with the first conversation. Number 1.
A bunch of us are getting together to go to the basketball game on Saturday afternoon. You want to come?
Oh, I'd love to, but I have to work.
What will the woman probably do on Saturday? Number 2.
What do you think of this suit? With this new job, I've got to start dressing more professionally.
Well, the style is fine. You might want to reconsider the choice of color.
What does the woman imply? Number 3.
We need a quiet place to study. My roommate's got company. Could we work over at your place?
Yeah, no problem. But I have to warn you, I haven't done much cleaning this week.
What does the man imply? Number 4.
Pam asked me to tell you to call her. She said you have her biology notes?
Whoops. I was supposed to give those to her yesterday.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 5.
I have to give an oral presentation in history next week. I'm really nervous about speaking in front of everyone.
Try making a tape of yourself while you practice. That might help you feel more comfortable.
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 6.
Tom, could I bother you for a moment? I need someone to return this book to the library for me.
That's no bother at all. I'm on my way there now.
What will the man probably do next? Number 7.
Everything on this menu sounds delicious. What looks good to you?
Maybe just a salad. I had a late lunch.
What does the man imply? Number 8.
I hear you're thinking about moving back into the dorm next semester.
Who told you that? I'd never give up my apartment.
What does the woman mean? Number 9.
You don't care if we don't watch the soccer game, do you?
You must be joking. My sister is one of the star players.
What does the woman mean? Number 10.
Hello, this is Margaret Matthews. I'm calling to make an appointment with Dr. Anderson for tomorrow morning.
Well, I can give you the number of Dr. Anderson's new office, but I'm afraid he's not at this office anymore.
What does the man imply? Number 11.
Don't you just love the hot midday sun?
I sure do. Unfortunately, it doesn't like my skin.
What does the woman mean? Number 12.
Professor Sullivan assigned us 3 more novels to read.
She must think you don't have any other classes.
What can be inferred about Professor Sullivan? Number 13.
I'm amazed that you're still driving that old car of yours. I thought you would have gotten rid of it years ago.
Well, it runs well, and I've actually grown quite attached to it.
What does the man mean? Number 14.
Bill has tried so hard to win a race since he first joined the track team, but it's 2 years later and he still hasn't.
I know, and it takes so much time from his classwork. Maybe he should just forget about sports for now.
What does the man mean? Number 15.
Let's see. Another thing we need to do is show the new students around town. You know, show them all the highlights of the area.
I don't see why we need to do that ourselves. I understand the visitor center offers a wonderful bus tour.
What does the man suggest they do? Number 16.
What do you think of the assignment we just got in Dr. Bennett's class?
A 25-page paper in 2 weeks? There goes my social life.
What does the woman imply? Number 17.
I just found out I can't renew my lease for the next school year.
Well, don't worry. There should be plenty of apartments freeing up after graduation.
What does the woman imply? Number 18.
You look different today, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is.
I finally got around to trying that new hair salon in the mall.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 19.
It's really cold outside. You should wear a scarf to keep your neck warm.
That's a good idea. If only I had one with me.
What does the woman mean? Number 20.
I'm sure glad it's almost quitting time.
Me too. I've been watching the clock all afternoon.
What can be inferred about the man? Go on to the next page. Number 21.
You've been studying so hard, I almost forgot to tell you about the all-day volleyball tournament going on.
That's just the kind of news I've been waiting to hear. The books can wait.
What will the man probably do? Number 22.
About that money I loaned you, isn't today the day you said you'd have it?
Oh, my finances have been really tight this month, but all I need's a few more days.
What does the man mean? Number 23.
Somebody better tell Julie that the student government meeting's been canceled.
Bill said he called her about the election results. I'm sure he let her know then.
What does the woman imply? Number 24.
You're welcome to borrow whatever you'd like from my jazz collection.
Thanks, but I don't know what I'm going to play them on.
What can be inferred about the woman? Number 25.
Last Monday, when I was at Dr. Smith's office, I spent over an hour in the waiting room.
Really? Something must have come up that day.
What does the woman imply? Number 26.
Oh no, look at this red paint on my new jacket. Why did the school paint that railing anyway?
Oh, that's too bad. You'd think they might at least have put up a sign.
What does the woman imply? Number 27.
Have you noticed how John's changed since he became student government president?
I think the whole thing's gone to his head, and he used to be so sociable and open.
What does the woman mean? Number 28.
Our little brothers are so different, I was afraid they wouldn't like each other at first.
They really hit it off right away, didn't they?
What can be inferred about the speaker's brothers? Number 29.
Is Sally still around? I was going to ask her if she wanted to walk to class with me.
I just saw her in the lobby. You may still be able to catch her.
What does the woman imply? Number 30.
I'm really glad our club decided to raise money for the children's hospital, and most of the people we phoned seemed happy to contribute. Yeah, I agree. But we've gone through all the numbers on our list now, so I guess we can call it a day.
What can be inferred about the women? This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part B are being read. The test continues on side 2. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a conversation between friends who meet each other on a college campus.
Hi, Mark. How's it going?
Well, not so great.
What's wrong?
I've got a big problem with the poetry course that's required for my major.
Is it all filled up?
No. There's plenty of room, but there's a prerequisite. I've got to take Introduction to Poetry before I can take the special course in Poets of the 1960s. And the introductory course is only offered in the evenings.
You don't like evening classes?
No, that's not the point. I work in the cafeteria every evening. I need the money to pay my tuition.
Can't you ask someone at work to switch hours with you? Maybe you could just switch a couple of evenings, since the course probably only meets 2 times a week.
I wish I could. My boss just did me a favor by putting me on evenings, and he'll hit the ceiling if I ask to change again.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. Have you checked the courses over at the community college? They might offer an Intro to Poetry course during the day.
Hey, that's a great idea. I'm free this afternoon. I think I'll go over and check it out.
Yeah, their courses are actually cheaper, and you can transfer the credits over here.
Thanks for the advice, Linda. I'll let you know what happens.
Sure, Mark. Good luck. Oh, while you're there, could you find out when their pool is open?
No problem.
Number 31. What prevents the man from taking the Poets of the 1960s class? Number 32. What problem does the man have with the Introduction to Poetry class? Number 33. Why doesn't the man want to change his work schedule? Number 34. Why does the man want to take a class at the community college? Questions 35 through 38. Listen to part of a radio interview between a reporter and a climatologist.
Dr. White, we've recently learned that a large piece of the Larsen ice shelf in western Antarctica broke off in early January. Could you please tell us exactly what happened?
I'd be happy to. The piece that broke off was over 1,000 square miles in area. More recently, and quite alarming to scientists, is that a 40-mile crack, some 30 feet wide in places, has torn through the ice shelf.
I understand that the scientific community is quite concerned. What is the significance of these events?
Well, some scientists believe that this is a clear sign of global warming. Back in 1978, some American researchers predicted that Antarctica would show early signs of global warming due to the greenhouse effect. You know, the process of heat being trapped at the surface of the Earth by the atmosphere.
But couldn't crumbling ice shelves also be a result of the unusual weather Antarctica itself has experienced lately?
That's certainly possible. But you have to remember that over the past thousands of years, ice shelves have been through a lot of weather changes without breaking up. Remember, too, that although ice shelves float on the ocean, they are attached to the continent and can be as thick as 1,000 feet.
I think
Of years, ice shelves have been through a lot of weather changes without breaking up. Remember, too, that although ice shelves float on the ocean, they are attached to the continent and can be as thick as 1,000 feet.
I think most people know that if the ice cap over Antarctica melts, the level of the oceans will rise. What sort of impact will this have?
Well, the ice shelves currently insulate the Antarctic continent from wind, which slows down melting. But without ice shelves to cool the wind, it will be warmer than usual as it blows over Antarctica. If the winds cause even 1/10 of the continent's ice to melt, the world's oceans could rise as much as 30 feet.
Number 35. What are the speakers mainly discussing? Number 36. Why are the events important? Number 37. Why doesn't the woman believe that weather is responsible for the recent events? Number 38. What would be the likely result of melting of the ice cap? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part C are being read. Part C, correct choice is D. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 41. Listen to part of a talk in a biology class.
Before moving on to a new topic, I want to finish up our unit on arachnids by looking at what may seem a very unusual aspect of spider behavior, a species where the young spiders actually consume the body of their mother. Unlike most other spiders, this species lays one and only one clutch of 40 eggs in her lifetime. The young spiders hatch in mid-spring or early summer inside a nest of eucalyptus leaves. Their mother spends the warm summer months bringing home large insects, often 10 times her weight, for meals. The catch is always significantly more than her young spiders can eat, so the mother fattens herself up on this extra prey and stores the nutrients in her extra unfertilized eggs. As the weather turns colder, there are fewer insect prey to hunt. That's when the nutrients stored in those extra eggs begin to seep into the mother's bloodstream. So, when there are no more insects to feed to the young spiders, they attach themselves to the mother's leg joints and draw nourishment by sucking the nutrient-rich blood. After several weeks, the mother is depleted of all nutrients, and she dies. But then, how do the young get nourishment? They start to feed on one another. Now, if you recall our discussion of Darwin, you'll see the evolutionary value of this. Only the strongest spiders of the clutch will survive this cannibalism, and the mother spider will have ensured that her genes have an increased chance of survival through future generations.
Number 39. What is the talk mainly about?